Hello and welcome back to Alice Talks Football, and welcome back to another live Manchester United news, transfer news and general update news show on the channel. David De Gea has put in some tweets. He's tweeted out the tired emoji, and by my guess, David De Gea is tired, and I can't blame him. I really can't. You know what? Whether you want De Gea to stay, whether you want De Gea to go, he's got every single reason to be fed up and tired, because Manchester United have handled this De Gea situation so unprofessionally as usual, and it seems to be a common occurrence at United. So many players especially running out of contract, we've handled unprofessionally. So many players, whether they're good, whether they're bad, have come out and said things, like United treat them poorly. We've got news coming in from the business that the Qataris believe that they've won. Interesting report coming out here on Qatar, and also news that United are going in for Caicedo as well. This news has just come out here by a very good source, saying the Qatari group is increasingly confident it won the bidding war for Manchester United, beating rival Jim Ratcliffe as the sale of the football club extends into crucial months. So good sources coming out as well, saying Qatar believe they've won as well. So we'll see if any more news comes out on that. Potentially could be hearing something interesting on the Qatar takeover. But I want to get into a few news pieces, bits and stories. I'm just quickly checking another tab to just see what else has come out. Bloomberg have said breaking: Sheikh Yassim's group's increasingly confident they've won the bidding war. Those within the inner circle of the bid have begun communicating their confidence of victory and believe it's a matter of time before an announcement. This is really interesting, guys. This is really interesting. Oh my god. This has just come out now. De Gea speaks out. Let me change the title of the video. Qatar believe they have won takeover. I'm just going to change the title. Because this is interesting. This has literally just come out, so I've come live. I'm just reading up on it. Do you know what's really annoying? Because I like making videos because I can read up things before, and if I make live, I can read up things before reporting it. But when you're live and then news comes out, you're like, oh, let me just check what this means. Let me just check what this means. But De Gea has spoken out. Qatar believe they have won takeover, and Caicedo bidding. Man United to make Caicedo bid is the news coming out today. So very unorganised. There we go. So that's what we're going to talk about in today's live stream. Sorry for the lack of organisation there. News literally came out as I'm live as well. But basically, news coming out is basically Qatar believe they've won. David De Gea is basically left United. And basically, the reason is for that tweet is some people think De Gea is left. News is coming out that Qatar have won. And other news stories is coming out about, Caicedo this, Caicedo that as well. But breaking: the Qatari group led by Sheikh Yassim bin Hamad Al Thani is increasingly confident it's won the bidding war. News coming out now saying Qatar believe they're very confident they've won the bidding war. So we're going to see if Mike Keegan or anyone else comes out with some interesting news as well. It has been said by Sky Sports as well. Manchester United are expected to make a formal bid for Brighton's Moises Caicedo after making contact this week. So the news today is Man United making a bid for Caicedo. Qatar believe they've won the bidding war, and De Gea speaks out as well. It looks like the fact that De Gea's tweeted to me, he's probably leaving. The way he's tweeted, he'd been offered that salary reduction last week, a new contract last week. He's not agreeing to that. I get this sense from the news coming out that De Gea is potentially leaving. Now, if you don't know what's gone on with David De Gea, if you don't know the whole David De Gea situation, basically David De Gea kind of just came out and was like, just said like, like tired emoji, like yawn, I'm tired. And you can't blame De Gea for this. I think that we need to sell De Gea and bring in a Nana, because that's what Ten Hag wants to do, and that's the way Ten Hag wants to play. And I think Ten Hag has every right to say, I don't want De Gea, I want a Nana. To me, this whole De Gea situation is on the board. The reason this whole David De Gea situation is on the board for me is because Ten Hag communicated he wanted a modern goalkeeper. The board didn't want to buy a goalkeeper. they offered De Gea a new contract. And I said, why are you giving De Gea a new contract? He's going to be a second keeper. If you're going to give him a new contract, give him a second keeper's wages. So United left it for 2 months. It's like, oh, we actually can a second keeper. Ten Hag's like, yes. United like, oh, De Gea, like Ten Hag's want you as number one. So actually, if you want to stay, you've got to take an even higher reduction to your salary. You've got to have an even lower salary. De Gea's like, wait, you're mugging me about now. I've said like, see you in July to all my teammates. Like, I'm coming back. And now I don't know if I'm coming back or not. Like, the way United are treated De Gea is embarrassing. It's incredibly unprofessional, and it's just the board. They treated Rio Ferdinand incredibly bad. They treated Herrera unwell. I mean, how many Man United players have been just, been here at 10 years and the club has just thrown them out and treated them unbelievably bad? You could count them more. You couldn't even count that many on your hand. So many players Man United have mistreated. And I think with this situation, what United should have done is a month ago, they should have said to De Gea, we're not going to extend your contract. We like you. You've been a servant to this club. If you want to be a second keeper and take a bigger reduction, you can stay. But we're moving past you. We're going to bring in a new keeper. And then they should have gone and signed Onana a couple of weeks ago. That's what United should have done. They should have signed Onana last week. And they should have told De Gea last month, it's not going to happen. The problem with United is it's run like a mess. We're the most unorganised club in the world. And unfortunately, we've led De Gea on. And I don't think we should keep De Gea. I don't think De Gea should stay. But I think the way that Manchester United have acted and treated in this situation is an absolute disgrace as well. Having De Gea as your second keeper would be a great flex. Golden Glove winner, yep. But when people say Golden Glove winner, a big part of that really is Lisandro Martinez Varane as well. And that's a big part of it as well. It's 10 out of 10 watching, reacting to news happening. It's looking very positive for Qatar. Shares are shooting up right now as well. Internet's going to break if it's true. I mean, my internet always bloody breaks. Let's wait for Rio. I mean, let's wait for Mike Keegan. Put your Mike Keegan tweet notifications on. Guys, if anything comes out, let me know with this takeover as well. Alex put in a good chat here. The lack of activity is baffling. Don't have a goalkeeper or striker at the moment. Only one for sale and pittance. What are the execs doing? Exactly. Do you know what's mad is our number one priority has been a goalkeeper. This whole summer, our number one priority has been not goalkeeper. Our number one priority has been a summer. Our number one priority for the summer has been a striker. Since January, since December, since October, we've known our number one priority for the summer is a striker. And it's mad to think that we're going into July having not even made a move for a striker and ruling ourselves out of Kane. I want to see what they've actually said here, Bloomberg, if I can find it. They've not tweeted anything, so I'm assuming they've probably put something out on their website. They've not actually tweeted anything directly, so I'm assuming they put something out on their website there as well. But it's mad, and I was ranting about this in my video earlier. Like, we are going into July. We've known we've wanted a striker since September, and we've not actually made any considerable moves to sign a striker. We've had Kane this, Kane that, Kane targeted, Kane monitoring, Højlund we like, Højlund targeting, Højlund we monitoring. But actually, we haven't had any official things. We're getting told that we're going to make a bid for Moises Caicedo, and if we do that, it's fantastic. Sky coming out saying, look, United might be making a bid for Moises Caicedo. But literally, I think, it's like, how are we going into July knowing that striker's been our number one summer priority for this long, and actually United haven't signed a striker? It baffles me. Mike Keegan's tweeted, there is some good news and some not so good news. He's just talking about the financial result. I see Mike Keegan tweeting right now as we're getting news come out of Qatar, and he's talking about the United financial results and what they mean. I was thinking, oh my God, is Mike Keegan going to drop the Qatar bomber? But no, he's not. Got really excited there. It said, major breaking, those within the inner circle of the Qatari bid have begun communicating their confidence of victory and believe it's only a matter of time before the announcement. You've also got to remember this has come from an incredibly good source. I'm not reacting to it yet. I'm waiting for Romano. I'm waiting for Ornstein. I'm waiting for Mike Keegan. And the reason I'm waiting for those journalists is they would get confirmation from United. These companies like Business and Reuters and Bloomberg that come out of information, yes, they are good companies, but they don't get direct contact from United. So you've got to wait and see what Keegan's saying, what this journalist is saying, what that journalist is saying. But news coming out here that, the Qataris think they've won. I'm trying to see if I can actually find the article itself. This is what they've said. They said, new Qatari group led by Sheikh Yassim is increasingly confident it's won the bidding war, beating Sir Jim, is what's been said. Has it said anything else? Is that something to do with United? Yeah, this is the tweet. New, the Qatari group led by Sheikh Yassim is increasingly confident it's won the bidding war for Manchester United. So we'll retweet that. We'll retweet that to that. So that is the story coming out, people. So definitely wait. but the stocks are rising. And the higher the stocks, the better it is for United. The fact that, and I think there's a lot of reasons for the Man United stocks to shoot up yesterday, and I didn't want to speculate too much, but I think yesterday there's been a lot of that Man United stocks shot up, and people said, look, the reason the Man United stocks might have shot up is when you actually deep it, because people inside would know if Qatar's won or not, invest in stocks. It just randomly went up late last night, the Man United stocks. But then other people said maybe it's because the financial reports came out and they weren't as bad as it looked. Like, why has the United stocks come up? You know, a lot of people were saying that. You know, why did the stocks rise? And the stocks are rising now, to be honest, as well. Circus FC, this club needs a reset. Bloomberg, it's looking interesting. Qatar need to sack everybody as well. We should have sold a few players already. As it stands, Mount and Onana would be a large portion of the budget. You know what? If we're a serious club, do I want Mount? No, I'd rather get Caicedo. But if we're a serious club, Mount and Onana would have been a United player right now. And I tell you what, McTominay wouldn't, Maguire wouldn't, De Gea wouldn't. Would have been boom, sorted. Then we could focus on Højlund and this as well. They did say Sir Jim is still confident. Again, I've not read the whole article, just because this has literally come out like 1 minute after I went live. So obviously, I'll probably do a video late tonight or really early tomorrow morning, actually, when I read the article and digest the full news. I'm just reading what's on the surface here. I haven't actually had time to read the full article, but it's interesting to see. I want to show you something, actually. I'm gonna see if I can find it, because someone suggested something, and look, I don't know a lot about takeovers, believe it or not. I've never been in the process of buying a large football club, but someone said today they think that Qatar's going to be announced tomorrow, or to, and I'm going to get the tweet up on my screen here. Now, look, again, don't ask me on these kind of things, but Adam tweeted this. He said, Premier League requires 10 days notice before a change in control per section 24 of the league handbook. The 92 Foundation private limited company was registered on June 15th, which was 25 working days ago. Yeah, so that which was 10 working days ago. So the suggestion is that nothing could have happened in the last 10 days because they'd only just registered as a company. So he was saying because of this, potentially if something's going to happen with the takeover, it would have to happen this week as well. The problem is, the source is now saying that both are confident. They're saying that privately, Sheikh Yassim and Qatar's team think they've won, and they've told people they think they've won, but Sir Jim is still confident. It's like both parties are confident, but Qatar thinks they've won. So definitely more positive towards Qatar in the news as well. And, you know, some people saying that they couldn't have said anything until at least the 25th as well. I'm hoping the sale goes through and we start making transfers as soon as it does. Do you know what's interesting as well? And this is it's so difficult to believe on the takeover, because some sources are saying the Glazers will have to choose someone to be the exclusive bidder, the preferred bidder before June 30th, so they don't have to worry about this financial thing. But then other sources are saying, oh no, the Glazers aren't going to do anything. The Glazers aren't going to do this. The Glazers aren't going to do that until after June 30th. You know, there's a lot of kind of confusing stuff coming out in the media regarding the whole situation. I'm going to read the whole story here on my screen. So let me read the whole Qatari story from start to finish, people. I'm going to read it out to you guys here. Breaking: the Qatari group led by Sheikh Yassim is increasingly confident it's won the bidding war. It was said those within the inner circle of the Qatari bid have now begun communicating their confidence of victory and believe it's only a matter of time before they can announce it. They say as the sale unfolds, Manchester United have about 216 million available for player purchases in the transfer window underway. One person familiar with the situation said, however, financial fair play rules means that not all this amount would be spent. So basically, they're saying as the sale unfolds, we could spend up to 260 million in the window, but because of financial fair play, we might not spend that much. The good thing about Qatar is they'd run the club seriously. They'd be effectively, because we'd sell players well, we wouldn't overspend players well, and we could probably spend that amount without doing stuff to financial fair play, particularly if we clear the debt and we clear off the 300 million in fees that we actually owe to people as well. I think that Qatar could clear us off of all this FFP crap that goes about, because to be honest, why is Man City and Chelsea not worrying about FFP this window, but United are? United love that they can say, oh, we've got FFP, we can't do this, oh, we've got FFP, we can't do this. Ooh, no, we have FFP because you ridiculously overpay for players. You're still faffing about spending 65 million on a map with 1 year left on his contract, but also you can't sell anyone. You sell Sudan Iqbal for less than $1 million. You sell this player for 2 million. You know, if you actually could sell players and you could actually buy players, we wouldn't have to be faffing about with, ooh, FFP this, ooh, FFP that. It was said as the process enters its 8th month, the Glazers could even make a last-minute decision to retain the club by accepting outside investment to refurbish the club. Hopefully they don't do that. Hopefully they don't do that. There is obviously, unfortunately, the very small possibility that the Glazers can go, you know what, we're going to stay. We're going to be absolute dickheads. We're going to piss everyone off and stay. But hopefully the Glazers don't go and do that. I think it's too far in. It's 8 months. It's too deep for the Glazers to stay. You know, it's too deep for the Glazers to stay. I mean, I think I'm with United Robbo on this. So with this whole takeover situation, I'm not saying it's Qatar. I'm not saying they're the favourites, because this article also says the Glazers could stay, and so Jim's still confident. This article literally says Qatar believe they've won it. Those in the inner circle have believed that they've won it, but you know, so Jim's still confident, and you know the Glazers could stay. So I'm with United Robbo here in the sense of, look, this is a good source in terms of business, in terms of information, like Reuters, but they won't be directly communicated to by United. So I'm just going to see and wait what Mike Egan says. I think that is probably the best thing we can do with the takeover and this situation, is just wait and announce and see what the other people say as well. You know, because when, yeah, as I said, when it says both are confident, you're like, oh, great, both are confident. Thanks for that as well. This Glazer family squabbling needs to end, as 2 rats out of the 6 want to halt the process. This is the thing, and Phil Brown said this, with the United takeover and this whole situation, it seems to be that the 4 Glazer siblings want to go, give it to Qatar, easy, bish bash bosh, done, sort it out. 2 of the main Glazers are like, no, we want to stay. You know, I like Sir Jim's offer, the idea we can stay as well. Alex says, want to be confident, but we've heard these imminent announcement reports only for more weeks to go by. Exactly. And obviously going back to the tweet on the screen here, you know, how many times have we been here where we've been told from a good source, look, Qatar believe they've won, they believe announcement could be soon, and then a couple of weeks go by and nothing happens. For me, I think when Mike Keegan, when Ornstein Romano says something, that's when you know it's happening. And I think, you know, I'm with Alex here. You just have to be so skeptical as well. You know, United faithfuls have said a breaking report from the super reliable Bloomberg that Sheikh Yassim thinks he's won the bidding war. Could be Qatar getting closer. And I get why people are getting excited, because it is a reliable source. But when you read the whole thing, they still say, so Jim is confident. They still say stuff like, you know, the Glazers could stay. But they're saying Sheikh Yassim is increasingly confident he's won the bidding war. But again, as I said, how many stories have we had like this? We've had so many stories like this as well. David's at the point where he just doesn't care who wins as long as it's done. I mean, look, I'm obviously personally prefer the idea of Qatar to Sir Jim, because although any owner will be an improvement on the Glazers, I think Sir Jim can't guarantee us things that Qatar can. But it's got to this point with the takeover where you just take anyone as well. What was the fun about David Hay? Basically, David Hay basically tweeted out saying he was tired. That's what the start of the video was. De Gea basically tweeted out pretty much saying he was tired over this whole situation with, you know, his contract and that, and maybe it's a hint that he's leaving, maybe it's a hint that he's done with United and not coming back. We'll have to wait and see as well. The last I heard is nothing was decided. Joe and Avram want to stay while the other 4 want the full sale. They're stuck in an endless loop. That seems to be the situation. Stock price rising to £25 as well. Glazers stinging them on, nothing to August. Source, trust me, bro. I mean, it is a good source of information, but you just can't trust the Glazers as well. And look, De Gea has every right to be fed up. It's Ten Hag's fault about De Gea. I don't think it's Ten Hag's fault. I think Ten Hag has communicated with the board he wants a new goalkeeper, but the board had done the board things and gone, oh, David De Gea is a keeper, we'll give him a new contract. And Ten Hag's like, but I don't want David De Gea to get a new contract. And the board have gone and given De Gea a new contract, and Ten Hag's not approved that, because the board have offered the contracts. Ten Hag's not approved that and gone, well, like, you know, I didn't want to give De Gea a new contract. That is the situation 100% that's going on with David De Gea. You know, it's not about Ten Hag. It's about the fact that Ten Hag doesn't want De Gea. He wants Onana, and the Man United board can't make a decision on that. The Man United board, you know, are faffing about Onana, but I don't know if we want to get Onana. Should we get Onana? Should we not get Onana? The United board are faffing about with this whole Onana situation, you know, and De Gea situation. And at the end of the day, Ten Hag probably told the United board in April, why are you giving De Gea a new contract? He's not proven himself. But they're like, oh, you know, we want to do this, we want to do that, blah, 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 blah. And Ten Hag's like, well, I want a keeper. And the board are like, oh, but De Gea's a good keeper. You know, we don't have much of a budget. You should keep him just in case. And they've held on to De Gea. And I think in recent weeks, it's come to realization that he wants De Gea gone. He wants Onana in. The board haven't communicated that with David De Gea. It was just said as well, the structure of Ratcliffe's deal has provoked opposition from current minority shareholders in Manchester United who would not be brought out. A top 3 shareholder sent a letter to Manchester United's board warning independent directors they could be at risk of getting sued for recommending a bid that favours one set of shareholders over another. So the interesting report that's coming out from Bloomberg, and they get business inside information, is the report is adding that a lot of people, the report is coming out and adding that a lot of people in United, like major shareholders that aren't the Glazers, will threaten to sue the Glazers if they give it to Sir Jim. Qatar could be in a very good position here because other shareholders threatening to sue the Glazers if they give it to Sir Jim. Maguire, Scott and Dean should have been gone already. No reason Takeover should delay this leaving. Exactly, you're spot on there, Alex, as well. Just scrolling down the chat as well. I don't think Caicedo can happen at this point. I think Caicedo will go to Chelsea, but it's said that United are putting in a bid for Caicedo. I will get into that in just a second. So much to get into. Rice is going to Arsenal. Timber's going to Arsenal. Caicedo set to go to Chelsea, but United are going to make a bid for Caicedo. Kim and Kane now going to Bayern. And as Yaf says, United are chilling. United are chilling. United think it's April, remember. United think it's April as well. Watch British PR come out and say Sir Jim remains confident later. Potentially. The thing is, though, I think before they announce the exclusive bidder, before we get Mike Keegan saying, oh, Qatar's the exclusive bidder, you'll get someone close to Sir Jim Ratcliffe saying he's walked away. I think we'll get a story saying someone's walked away. That's how we'll know who the winner is. I think we'll get a story saying someone's walked away as well. Sir Jim is a Chelsea fan. Yeah, the belief is that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is a Chelsea fan. I don't know if he is. I don't know if he isn't. He wanted to buy Chelsea. He has a season ticket to watch Chelsea. He wants to keep the Glazers here as part of his deal to buy United. Not convincing me that he's a total Manchester United fan, believe it or not. I don't know if he's a Chelsea fan, though. I don't want to jump on that bandwagon as well. Mount is a priority as Chelsea only want 15 million up front, so don't need much cash. Is that true? Where have you read that? I've not read that anywhere as well. Problem we have is all out players have been given inflated values against debt. If you sell Maguire for under 80 million, you have to last it to loss adding debt if they don't sell. Well, they need the money for Maguire. I don't think it's really about that, to be honest. They're never going to get 80 million for Maguire as well. Anana will be flop. I mean, I think Anana's a good keeper. I personally slightly prefer Diogo Costa, but happy with either as well. People saying, why are we going for Mount? Personally, Caicedo I think is better suited to United as well. And our rumour budget, 120 million is the rumour budget as well. I want to get into the other story quickly. So United Plug, I'm sure, tweeted it here. And they said this, and this I thought was particularly interesting. They said the structure of Ratcliffe's deal has provoked opposition from current minority shareholders in Manchester United who would not be brought out. It said a top 3 shareholder sent a letter to Manchester United's board warning that the independent directors could be at risk of being sued for recommending a bid that favours one share of shareholders over another. So not only are they saying that Qatar believe they've won privately, those in Qatar's inner circle believe they've won privately, but they're putting out information that actually people at United are threatening to sue United if they give it to Sir Jim Ratcliffe. They're not happy with this, they're not happy with that, etc. Basically, the minority shareholders seem to be very strongly against what's going on. They don't like the idea of it going to Sir Jim. They like the idea of it going to Qatar, which could be, this could be the reason for the hold-up. Like, when you actually deep and think about it, what's taking so long? Do they actually want Sir Jim, but the minority shareholders are causing them a problem? And they can't give it to Sir Jim, 100%. One thing I'll say, and as Wesley's tweeted here, United Wesley tweeted, there's absolutely no chance Bloomberg would brief. They obviously know something. The fact that Bloomberg is saying something, for me, I believe that they know something. They're not the type of people to brief this. They're not the type of people to lie. I think that they've got some reliable information here somewhere, Bloomberg. And I think that it is looking particularly good for Qatar and particularly positive for Qatar. But as I've said, how many times have we been told this by good sources and actually nothing's ended up happening? How many times? Too many times. So for me, I think you've got to wait until you get that Mike Keegan brief. And hopefully we get something soon. But we've been here time and time again. I just wanted to get into Sky's report on Moises Caicedo to United. Now, I think Moises Caicedo will go to Chelsea, but it was said by Sky Sport Manchester United are expected to formally approach Brighton with regard to midfielder Moises Caicedo after making initial contact this week. So do keep an eye on this situation as well. Something we forget is how big a shake-up to a club the Qatar takeover would be. Lots of men have been working at the club for years, doing nothing, going to get moved quickly. That's the best thing about this takeover, is I think they will completely roll over the board, which is what United have needed to do for a while. New York shareholders will sue if Glazers go with Rat, which will stop any sale and about bankrupting the club. Exactly. This is the thing. This is why Qatar could be in a good position, because people are threatening to sue the Glazers if they go with Sir Jim Ratcliffe. So, and a lot of reports coming out today from reliable sources that wouldn't be briefed by anyone saying, look, Qatar are in the lead. Qatar believe they've won privately. Qatar believe on the inside they've won. They're going to be the next owner of United. This and that, this and that. So lots and lots of very positive news in regards to Qatar coming out right now. But as I said before, as I've said again, I just wait and see what Mike Keegan says. I'd wait and see what the tier 1 journalists are coming out saying, because we get lied to a lot. You just don't know what to believe with United as well. As always, our rivals are making the best players available on the market, while we overpay for average players at the end of the transfer window. Nothing new. Tired of this, says Yash. I agree. Arsenal putting 105 million bid for Rice. I'm sure that's going to be done. Arsenal going to get Timber. I think Chelsea will probably get Moises Caicedo. However, they are saying United are going to make a bid. But I have to see us make a bid as well. Caicedo will probably go to Chelsea, and United will be the City that put in a pathetic bid. I mean, City's bid was good, and then Arsenal put in a higher bid. I wouldn't be shocked if we put in a mid bid for Caicedo, Chelsea put in a higher bid, and Caicedo goes to Chelsea. I wouldn't be completely shocked with that. But as said, it's just frustrating, because Arsenal about to get Timber and Rice. City have got Guardiola. They're probably going. I'll be honest. I have a nightmare. I have this big nightmare that City are going to make a move for Frankie de Jong. And I know you're like, Alice, Frankie de Jong this, Frankie de Jong that. Alice, get over bloody Frankie de Jong. And I completely get what you mean. I love Frankie de Jong, and I know I need to get over it. But I have this fear on the inside that City are going to come in, make a bid, they go get de Jong. Arsenal will get Rice, Chelsea will get Caicedo, and we get Mount. Mount's what Ten Hag wants, and I'm not going to be too critical of Mount. But if Chelsea have got Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, if City have got Frankie de Jong and Rodri, and Arsenal have got Odegaard and, of course, Declan Rice, and United have got Eriksen and Mounts, and, we can't really compete with that. And look, there is news on Frankie de Jong to United. There is news that United are going to make an offer for Frankie de Jong. But unless Fabrizio Romano or David Ornstein tweets, Frankie de Jong wants to come to United, United are making an offer, I'm very much ignoring everything Frankie de Jong and United related, because we spoke about that every day for 4 months, and I can't be bothered with it. Caicedo would take 85% of the money available. That's a lie meant to specify the fan base. Yeah, look, Caicedo wouldn't take that much money. Caicedo deal could be done for about 70 million, and 100% Caicedo was choosing United over Chelsea. I know some people saying, he's close to agreeing personal terms with Chelsea. If Man United went to Caicedo, we're going for you, we're serious. Caicedo would be like, you know what, I'm going to wait for United. Because Caicedo's a United fan. He grew up being a big fan of Valencia. Caicedo would pick Man United over Chelsea. They would, trust me, easy. Arsenal also got Havertz. Arsenal got Havertz for 65 million. They're about to get Rice for 100 million, and they're about to get Timber. That means Arsenal will be spending 220 million probably before July to sign Havertz, Rice, and Timber, and then they'll be looking at someone like Lavia. But it's not even about the money Arsenal spent. It's the fact that Arsenal are getting business done early. They're going to have Havertz, they're going to have Timber, and they're going to have Declan Rice going on their pre-season tour. They finished second. They got 84 points. They had a fantastic season, Arsenal, and then they're going to go on pre-season tour with 3 new good signings, while United are faffing around as always as well. They might get Lavia as well. We've only sold Iqbal. It's not rocket science why we're falling behind, says Alex. Exactly as well. After the cup final, the Mirror reported that Joel Glazer would not sanction any transfers while the sale was being worked on, which went unnoticed, but it's proving to be true. It could be true, but we are making. The reason I'm not too worried about that is the pure fact that United are putting in a bid. United are putting in a bid for Mason Mount. United are putting in an offer for Mason Mount. United are trying to do this. United are trying to do that. So, I'm not super worried, because we're making bids. And I think if we're making bids, then, if that bid's accepted, we sign the player. But at the same time, the fact that, and United haven't signed anyone in June for the last 4 months, it's always been July. Do you know what I mean? United haven't signed anyone in June for the last 4 months, it's always been July. I'm not super worried. I do think we'll sign someone. It has been said we've got 120 million available. Doesn't matter. We have 120 million available. Doesn't matter about the takeover. Exactly. I misread something. Someone said something about De Gea, but it was one of those parody accounts. someone had said that De Gea had put in the Man United WhatsApp that he'd left, but it was one of those parody accounts. So they catch you out with parody accounts. Some of the parody accounts on Twitter, they do catch you out as well. Garnacho 7 is a rumor going around. I'm not sure if Garnacho will get 7. Is it blurry or not? Because I was trying to go full screen, but the reason people always go, Alice, why do you always share screen? And because I always get like internet connection, so I was just wondering, like, just out of general, is this blurry as well? Get the greedy glazes out 100%. Guys, smash that like button if you want the glazes out. Of course, share the video as well. We would be signing Barella. He's a world-class player, better than overrated Rice. Look, Barella's a world-class player. Do you know what worries me? Liverpool to get Barella and McAllister, City to get De Jong, Arsenal to get Rice, Chelsea to get Caicedo, and we get Mason Mount. Bear in mind, Chelsea got Enzo Fernandez as well. Mason Mount isn't in the same gravy as the players I've just named. And for me, that is one of the big reasons why United seem to be falling behind as well. So yeah, I think with Qatar, and I'm going to say this now, and I don't want to completely keep repeating myself, but just wait to see what Mike Keegan says. Look, we get told by Reuters, great report, Qatar have won. Or we get told by Bloomberg, great report, all Qatar think they've won. But I'm going to say, I've said this before, and I'm going to say this again with the Qatar situation. You just got to wait and see how many times we've been there until someone that you know, like Keegan and Romano or Ornstein, has 100% confirmed it as well. Mount pursuit's baffling in a tight budget, quite expensive, coming off a poor season and not positioning ideally. I'm with Alex. The Mount, you know, if we've got this poor tight budget and he doesn't tick all our boxes and he's quite expensive for a player that's had a poor season with 1 year left on his contract, yeah, it does confuse me. It definitely does confuse me. But yeah, I'm waiting to see if any of the British journalists do a bit of a briefing as well. Bloomberg reporting that Sheikh Yassin Mohammed Al Thani is confident he's won the bidding war is the news coming in, but I am waiting for a little bit of confirmation on that. Guys, please do smash that like button and of course subscribe down below if you're new to Alice Talks Football. Today is a bit of a quick live stream talking about the Gea situation, talking about the Qatar situation. So, you know, make sure you're subscribed, because what will likely happen is late tonight around 11 p.m, midnight, there could be a video, you know, if we get any information on Qatar, early tomorrow morning. Because what I do is I do live streams every single evening on the channel, keeping you guys up to date with all the latest Manchester United news, transfer news, updates and more. Do live streams every evening, just chatting to you guys, talking about, like, kind of connecting with you guys, talk about opinions and stuff. And then I normally do videos in the morning or midday, which will be like a 10-minute summary of the news. So there'll probably be some news coming out on Qatar, and then late tonight if it's significant news. But if it's not like, oh my God, it's Qatar, but if it's good news, I'll probably do a video early tomorrow morning going, well, this is said by this person, this is said by this person, this person's reliable, this was what I might mean. So I do 10-minute videos kind of summing up the news, and I'll talk about 1 or 2 topics, main topics in the United news. Then I do live streams where we kind of discuss it. So do subscribe for that. We're on the road to 65k as well. I am going to wrap up the live stream in a minute because I was a little bit late to go live. I was meant to go live at 5 because I got to leave at 5:45 to do some things. But I just want to say, please do smash the like button, people. I'm going to have to wrap up the live stream here. I apologise that I was late to the live. I'm just going to make sure no breaking news has come out. But I'm going to summarise everything I said in this live stream. Sky is saying that while, you know, Chelsea are in the lead for Caicedo, United are debating putting in a bid for Caicedo. United saying FFP this, FFP that. You know, basically Bloomberg article, you know, United Muppeteers talking about that. You know, it's basically they're saying key points: the Qatari bid is confident they've won, thus winning. Brothers may want to strike a deal to stay. Neither party wants to change their bid or increase it. Suggestions they could stay entirely, but investment, but I doubt that. So again, the summary is Qatar think they've won. They're going to sue. People are threatening to sue the Glazers if they let Sir Jim win. And essentially, they could stay. It's not decided yet, but Qatar think they've won. Is basically the summary of what's gone on with the takeover. And then obviously De Gea is not happy. De Gea, you know, just fed up. De Gea just tweeted that. De Gea is fed up. De Gea is gone with it as well. Reuters is way more credible, and it's been a few weeks since it came out. But Reuters said they were going to grant them exclusivity. They were negotiating that. Reuters never said they granted Qatar exclusivity. So the interesting thing with the Reuters report, in my opinion, is they said, you know, they're negotiating granting Qatar exclusivity. So that might take a week to grant them exclusivity. Maybe they've been granted exclusivity now and something can come out. But as said, let's just put your Mike Keegan notifications on, and then of course subscribe to me, because I will do a video probably tomorrow morning, but if something major comes out tonight summarizing this. Thank you for watching anyway. Smash your like, smash your subscribe. Sorry it was a short live stream. See you next time. Bye.